Hello, hello, hello. So for any of you that do not know me, my name is Sally Ann Kearns, and I have been on this life wave for probably just over 2 years and coming up 4 months now. So it seems such a long period of time to be involved in a community that it continuously flabbergasts me. And what do I mean by that? I feel like I've been blessed with a really amazing biotech or biohacking technology, which is able to elevate and activate and regenerate our body. So we're going to share a few things tonight. High level, we're going to go through the technology that changed our lives, but then we're going to also kind of hear from a few people about what the technology's been doing for them and their wellness. And then beyond that, I'm going to share a little bit about the business opportunity. Now, in the very beginning, I was literally just looking for a solution to my husband's back pain. So I was really I wasn't in my sphere of influence was the business opportunity. It wasn't my focus, but what was my focus is seeing somebody that I love be able to be relieved from pain. And that's where this little story began, when a beautiful friend of mine, Tessa, said yes to a technology out of the US for some sciatica that she was experiencing that was really slowing her down. And if any of you know Tessa, she's not the sort of woman that likes to be slowed down. She's a woman on a mission. And then she shared with a beautiful friend of mine called Misha, and then Misha shared with me. And at that time, my husband had been suffering with some lower disc degeneration, and he was laid out flat over the Christmas period. And we were thinking, how are we going to manage all of our responsibilities? Plus, at that time, there was a young 4 and a 6-year-old, two very active boys. And this tech came along. And so we've been using this technology for over 2 years. So when we put the patch on Ray, the things that he experienced pretty rapidly, and I mean, within 8 hours, was a shift in his discomfort. So his pain was an 8 out of 10. And then within 6 to 8 hours, his pain went to a 3 out of 10. And it really got me curious. I have a holistic health background. I'm a functional nutritionist, and I have always been curious about pain. So this was something that really got my attention. And when I started to look into it, I really started to see that there were some common themes. So David Schmidt is the inventor. He's also the CEO of the organization. And he actually now has over 200 patents. I just noticed on the corporate website. And he is the scientist and the inventor. So not only has he been behind the creation and the outcomes, but he's also the person that really gave birth to this idea, and he specializes in age reversing. In 2008, he focused his attention on stem cell research. He was actually commissioned by the US government prior to 9/11 to find a way to support Navy SEALs who were doing really hectic missions in the US to stay awake naturally without the use of amphetamines and stimulants that were actually creating harm to the veterans. And guess what? He did it. And from there, he discovered that there was an opportunity to regenerate and reactivate our own stem cells using light. And he took 10 years and $4.5 million to bring this particular iteration of technology to market. And when I think about that, I think I've done lots of projects in my life, but I don't know that I would have been able to stick out this one idea for 10 years. I honor that. I honor his persistence and his vision, because it's essentially what he is. He's a visionary. So this technology, the X39, was patented in 2020. So it has 20 years in total. So we have till 2040 before anyone in the marketplace internationally can copy this technology. And what does the patent say? It essentially says that as a result of elevating copper peptide, including the activation of stem cells, we have improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, and elevation of collagen production and improved wound healing. So I don't know about you, but I needed some of that, like beyond the day-to-day stuff that we were doing, which was, eating whole foods, eating organic, regenerative farm. We had our own chickens, our own bees, our own this, our own that. there was still more, like there was another piece of the puzzle. And what I didn't understand about this was I knew about stem cells, I knew about the biology of how we heal. But what nobody had told me in my own chronic health history is that at the age of 30, half of our stem cells are active. And this is, you'll often hear the expression, oh, turn 30 and it's all downhill from here. Well, actually, technically it is from a biology standpoint, because our stem cells aren't as active and they're just not doing what they used to do when we were young. And I think about my son, who's now 6, my youngest, and he recently came off his mountain bike and had a corker of a bruise on his inner thigh. And it was like purpley green. I was like, yeah. Now, if I had that as a 40-plus-year-old woman, it would have taken weeks for that bruise to disappear. But within sort of the first week, it had noticeably shifted. And this is really that demonstration of stem cells being active and really regenerative. So hundreds of millions of people around the world are experiencing the symptoms of aging, but we actually have this technology, which gives us the opportunity to handbrake that process. So how does it work? So you can probably see here, it's a small patch, which essentially is a form of phototherapy. So we're using light to reflect back into the body. It's a patented nanocrystal technology, so that the crystals work, they're designed in a lab, they're totally organic, and they have a lattice-like structure. And the heat of your body breaks that down over the 14-hour window. But what it's essentially doing is it's reflecting our body's light back to us. It's non-transdermal, so nothing is going in your skin. There's no drugs, chemical, or stimulants. And what I love about this is that it's not invasive. So we're using this technology in addition to all the other things that we're doing to nourish ourselves to actually stay youthful and healthy. Now, what we've witnessed in the 2 years and 4 months that I've been involved is most parties. So if you're already coming from a healthy baseline, like you might be young and you're exercising a lot, or you're a runner, etc., or you already got a really good rhythm with your health and wellness, you'll find that you'll get increased strength. So we've got lots of people reporting new personal bests in the gym and just outputs with fitness that they never experienced before. We've got a reduction in inflammation systemically, increased stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity, or the absence of brain fog, and muscular and skeletal conditions restoration, improvement in sleep, and improvement of skin. So I must say, I definitely witnessed the improvement of skin very, very fast. When I say fast, it was within 3 months. Like if I was using a face cream, I wouldn't expect it to like make me look 5 years younger in the first week. So when I really started to witness those changes alongside like the volume of my hair, my nail growth, I really started to realize that these are things that I'm seeing on the outside. I wonder what's happening on the inside. So that kind of left me curious. And so what is happening on the inside? Let's have a look at some of these studies, right? So this is a map of a woman's body. Now, this particular woman is 77, and she's wearing the technology on the back of her neck, on her C7, which is the first vertebrae that protrudes. Now, this is prior to using an X39 patch. You can see here, there's a lot of redness, and this is what we would call inflammation. And this might be showing up with lack of brain coherence. So it could be things like just short-term memory stuff, like going into a room, not really remembering what's happening, not remembering names, not remembering things off a shopping list. Or as my beautiful friend Shelley puts it, she says, you know, those 2-factor authentication codes that you get? She said, before patching, I used to have to always write them down. And she said, now I can just remember the numbers. And I thought, oh my gosh, me too. So these are the things that you don't recognize the absence of, but there's certainly things that we've witnessed within our community. So this is session 2, and this is 3 weeks of using the X39. Now we've got no more inflammation and improved brain coherence. So there's none of that red patterning. And session 3, which is 6 weeks on the X39, we've got a complete turnaround. So that's 6 weeks. If I gave you a fish oil supplement, or I said, go away and dietarily eat, really good grass-fed oily fish, and, you know, incorporate chia seeds and some extra virgin olive oil, etc. I am not confident that if we did the same mapping, would we see the same shift? And why is that? Well, because if your digestion is off and not optimized due to several different things like low acid, etc., you can't absorb the nutrients. So you're basically eating, but you're not actually getting it to where it needs to go. Whereas this technology, it's rapidly working, and we can see this in these mappings. So there's plenty more information on this technology. It won't enable you to purchase the tech, but you could go to thisisit.info.com, and what we've witnessed is, and what the studies show, is in the first few days, 4,000 genes are resetting to a younger, healthier age. So I don't know about you, but I was pretty grateful for this. And then within 6 months, the brain's becoming balanced. So that's the last slide that I just shared. Within 3 months, we're witnessing this collagen increasing. And collagen isn't just what keeps our skin looking plump, it's the connective tissue between all of our joints. So when this is optimized, we're essentially having more limberness, I guess. It's kind of how I think. We're kind of like the Tin Man using a bit of an oil can on those joint structures. Within 6 months, we've got the heart, the vascular system is reversing in age. So this is what the study showed, which is pretty incredible. I don't know about you, but this really got my attention because we have in our families, my husband and I, lots of histories of strokes and heart attacks. So I really knew that I wanted to use this technology at least for 6 months because I wanted these outcomes. Now, as David Schmidt said, I love this, it's not anti-aging, it's age reversing. And who doesn't need that in this day and age? So how do we wear this? It's really simple. You don't have to take supplements or anything like that. It's not 15 minutes before meals, 10 minutes after meals, half an hour before bed, first thing upon waking, empty stomach, none of that. You open the packet, you peel the 2 little halves off, just like a Band-Aid, you stick it on your body. And how we remember to do this is you're brushing your teeth every day. So brush your teeth in the morning, pop the patch on. Brush your teeth at night, take the patch off. Really simple. You're using a new patch each day, and you can wear more than one at a time, but you know, we are all biologically different. People respond to this healing technology differently. So we've had chronic health conditions that have really responded well to 2, but I didn't need to. 1 was enough for me. So we want to stay hydrated. We're flushing those impurities from the body. We want to activate and mobilize and move them on. And one of the things that's kind of kept me in this circle, even though life's been busy and, you know, we've all got 5 billion things on our to-do list. We're all running businesses or going to jobs, and we've got family commitments and all the things. But I loved the fact that I had a solution for when people were talking about things that were stopping them living a joyful life. What do I mean by that? I mean, when we have the opportunity to say, you know, sciatica, just like Tessa, to be able to say, I have something that can help you. Would you be interested? You're not saying, I have something that's going to fix your chronic condition that you've had for 20 years. You're just saying, I have something that can help you. Are you interested? And most people, if they're looking, they will say yes, and they'll want to have some information, and they'll want to come to an event just like this that we run each week all around the world. But the thing that's really important is, as you plug into our community, you're going to see things that are going to really make you emotional, because you are being the light bearer and you're passing this baton of hope to people with chronic conditions. So on that note, we're going to hear from 2 incredible, beautiful humans that I've had the privilege to meet with. Bear with me, because I'm not sharing my screen. Sorry, I'm having some, what is going on? That's weird. Was I not sharing the screen? Hello? Anyone? I hope I was. I was? Okay, sorry. It's sorry. Are you still seeing the screen? The share screen? Yes. Okay. It's not actually giving me a function to turn it off, which is what's really freaking me out. All right. Does it let you do it on your end, Tess?
How about you just pause the recording? We can join the 2 in the middle.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Recording. Okay, so we've got Craig and Maree. If you could unmute, please, and just share, how did you find out about the technology? How long have you been patching, and what's happened for you? What changes have you noticed? I've just asked you to unmute, sorry. Did it work? No?
Muting the.
Just
That's
it's
beautiful.
unmute- It's unmuted
Gotcha,
now.
loud and clear. Yippee!
Great.
Hear us now?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
So we've been patching since late November, so
Yeah.
just on 5 months now. And I've definitely been looking for a long time for a solution for chronic health issues. And when I met Shelley, actually introduced the patches to us. And when she mentioned light therapy technology, like my ears pricked up, and I just wanted them straight away before I really asked any questions, because I'm into vibrational medicine. I've been in that field for 45 years, so I understand it very well. And I'd been looking for something. I had treated myself up until then, but not 100%. I still had chronic fatigue. I had fibromyalgia, both very debilitating. And
Menopause weight.
menopausal weight. Yeah, what a punish that was. So I really struggled with that, and started using the patches. And what did we experience?
Right. On the first day for me, I had shoulder pain, and I had a torn meniscus and a sore back. And about 15 minutes after wearing the patch for the first time, my back pain was gone. And for both of us, it was like a little clarity sensation. For you, it was like looking out through new eyes again. For me, it was just everything just became really sharp and clear.
And sleeping really deeply. We noticed that the first night.
Yeah.
And the energy levels.
Energy levels. We hadn't done much exercise together, but I think on the second day we went and did a 5-kilometre walk for the first time in 10 years.
Yeah.
And when we got back, we're going, you know what? Not even puffing.
Yeah, I know, it was amazing.
So, and for me then, the patching was more about getting back and being able to train again. I'm a surfer, and my shoulder had given me grief, so I hadn't been able to paddle like I'd hoped. Within a week, I was back at the gym. Now it's 5 months down the track. I'm training 5 days a week at the gym. I have no pain in my body at all. My strength is like 20 years ago, that I actually have to be careful that I don't overdo it, because everything seems so easy. I surf as much as I can, and so I can go and surf for 3 hours and paddle for 3 hours. My energy levels are really high. It's just, it's been life-changing for me, or for both of us.
Oh, absolutely. And I've lost all my menopausal weight, which was incredible. I'm also back at the gym, and I haven't been at the gym for many years due to the chronic fatigue and fibro pain. So, yeah.
And heaps of people that we haven't seen for ages, they just come up and say, hey, guys, wow, what have you been doing, you know?
Yeah.
You two look fantastic. What have you been doing? And we just say, well, we started with these patches back at the end of November, and that's all we've been doing. You know, we haven't made any drastic changes to our lives other than we've been patching.
Yeah.
So, I know it sounds cliche, but it has been life-changing for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this technology is unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just thank you. I mean, it's been so incredible, because I was blessed to have Craig and Maree at our house. We had a small event here, and Shelley, it's 2 hours from them nearly. And Shelley said, look, Maree, would you like to learn more? And Maree was looking, you know, like, so she was interested. She was seeking a solution to elevate her health, and that both came to our event. And it's just been so incredible to watch your transformations. Like, it's literally like looking, and that's 5 months. Like, I just don't even know as a practitioner what I could do to gift you that transformation so quickly. And when we think about how life-changing it is, I mean, the fact that you're both going to the gym, and I think, oh my goodness, like that's extended your lifespan, really. It's
Absolutely. It has, you know, and just we talk about it's not anti-aging, it's age reversing. Well, I had a 6-inch scar on my arm. I had a melanoma taken off 10 years ago. I had a 6-inch purple scar for 10 years. And in 5 months, that's almost disappeared completely now, which is, you know, and I wish that's why people have to take, document their journey right from the start, get a photo of yourself from all angles, and then you can actually see the changes, because you might notice small things, but things are happening all the time.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you so much. That's so incredible. And I'm just grateful. I wanted to get both of your testimonies on the same recording. So I'm grateful you're both able to join us tonight. Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Excellent. And this is the style of thing that we get to see every day. You know, this is the sort of feedback that just keeps coming back at us. And that's what makes you, even when you don't want to do a business, you tend to have fun. So I'm going to shift gears slightly. And we're going to go a little bit into the opportunity here for income. And if you're wanting to understand a little bit more about the technology, then go to This Is It info. Now, I highly recommend on the lower end of this page to scroll right down, and you're going to see Dr. Leyland Stillman. And he's talking about why he's using this clinically to really support some of the other modalities that he's suggesting with health and just well-being, general well-being. There's homes, there's the patterns in the studies. There's also another tab here, which isn't shown here, which is called testimonials. And you can actually go through different ailments. And I highly recommend, if you're a bit of a skeptic, please go to one about children, because we've got some really incredible transformations on this front. So LifeWave as a company, I'd never heard of them. Never heard of them. And, you know, I'm still so surprised about how many people, even 2 years into the Australian market, haven't heard of them. But it is a 20-year-old organisation, and we are in 75 countries legally. There is no one else duplicating this style of health and wellness products. It's not another weight loss or a skincare or a supplement product that everybody else has got access to. It's unique, and it's patented until 2040. So you've got another 15 years to really build your business, should you choose to. Now, 2021, the company was going pretty well. It was doing a steady 20 million annually. But then it brought out the X39. And this is what really catapulted not only the success of the organisation, but the finances. So it then went to $320 million, subsequently to 430, and we closed out 2024 with just over 600 million. And you know what? This year we're going to $1 billion. So whether or not you want to join us in the business, but having a slice of this, now LifeWave pays out approximately 60% of its profits after operation costs to its brand partners. So by default, when you purchase your product, you become a brand partner, which is really exciting, because even if you're like me and you're like, no, I just want to help my husband, you get the opportunity to get your spot on what's called, I guess, a binary placement, which means you're going to really capitalize on the growth, irrespective of whether or not you're ready to do something. If you're just claiming your health, and then Future Point will be claiming your health, your wealth, sorry. So we are still #1 momentum company for businessforhome.org. So essentially what we're saying is, as a side hustle, we are voted #1, and we have been for nearly 18 months. And that's pretty exciting. So you can go on there and see what their numbers are. This is David Schmidt, and this is Meredith Burkich. She's the president of LifeWave. And this is Steve and Gina Merritt. Now, Steve and Gina Merritt have created almost like a McDonald's style training, and I don't want to dilute it with the name McDonald's, but we all know that when we go to McDonald's, we get a really good, but we get the same thing no matter where you are internationally, right? They've created a product of training which is highly duplicable. So if you're going to join as a brand partner, you get access to this training, and it's all there for you in 3 and 4 minute videos, telling you how to do everything that you need to do. Now, this is exciting because it's not something that you have to reinvent. Now, DSN, so Direct Selling News, we actually won 2024 and 2025, just recently, the Global Bravo Awards. So we're really, the company is being recognised not only for the lives that it's changing, but also the finances that it's changing for brand partners. Now, I don't know what is most important to you in your life. You could just be literally what's keeping you awake at night is pain and inflammation and just feeling like you're not your younger former self or as healthy as you want to be. You could be just dead set tired of spending time away from your family. You might have, like most of us, a value of freedom around what we do with our lives and what we do with our health as well. You might want some more security financially, you might want to travel some more, or you might want better health or less debt. Now, I know Tessa's gone on about 5 trips internationally last year. I did 2. And the company loves rewarding us for trips. So just recently, there was a qualification to go to Punta Mita or Bali, your choice. And I know Tessa will be heading there shortly. So we've got a lot of Australians actually on this trip. They're really kicking goals, and it's very exciting because we are the fastest growing team in the Asia Pacific region. So you're partnering with people that are serious about your future, and they're prepared to help you learn and understand the system. And so when we come to the compensation plan, this is, even though most of us, I don't know about you, but $300 a week could be life-changing. $600 a week is absolutely life-changing. $1,000 a week is awesome, but what about more? Like, what would change your life? And this is going to be different for everyone based on what their needs are, what their commitments are, etc. But this one way of the binary system or the commission compensation can enable you to earn up to $25,000 US per week. So it's not a small opportunity. So it's not just a little side hustle. This could be something way more than that. And with the Steve and Gina system, they have created over 180 millionaires in 32 months. So this is really exciting stuff. The other way that the system works is they have a heart for helping us help you. So what does that mean? So if I share the technology with my beautiful friend, Shelley, and Shelley meets Craig and Maree at a meditation event, then they join, and then they share with their beautiful friend, Shane. Then essentially what's happening here is I'm supporting Shelley, Shelley's supporting Maree and Craig and Maree are supporting Shane. And so we've got this duplication model where we're all helping each other win. And by doing that, you're getting this incredible financial flow back of, if Shelley's earning $1,000 a week, I'll create $250. And if Craig and Maree are earning $1,000 a week, I'll get $200, etc. So you've really got this compounding effect. And it's a little bit of delayed gratification when you first get started, because you're like, oh, I feel like I'm putting in a lot of effort and not getting rewarded. But if you stick with it, and Steve and Gina said, if you do this, Sally Ann, for 3 years, this will change your life. So I knew that it wasn't a short-term gain, that there was always going to be a long-term picture for this technology and what I was doing. And I haven't been disappointed in the results either. So how to get started? Essentially, when you're looking at this opportunity, if you were to invest in the premium pack, I think this works out to be, at today's exchange rate, about 3,100, give or take, with GST and shipping. Now, what does that give you? That gives you 20 envelopes with 30 patches in it. This is for the serious business builder, the person that goes, I can see the vision, I love it, I've got a big family, I love it, I want to share this technology, get this on people that I love, my mum, my dad, my husband, etc. And I also want a few that when people sign up, I can loan them a product and they'll give it back when theirs arrive. So this is where you would start if you're like, oh, yeah, I get it. Or here, which is approximately, I think works out $950 Australian here. Now it is in US because we are in 75 countries, so they needed a static number to spread around the world. So we're using US dollars because it is a US company. Or the other element here, if you're just looking to trial the tech, is the core pack. Now this will give you 3 months worth of product and it's about $535. So you pick your own adventure. If you're building a business, you want to be here or here. And then it is a subscription model. So in order to That's the best way to describe this. Okay, so essentially what happens, hold on, I'll give you a person. When you are on subscription, what you're effectively doing is you're putting $50 US notes, sorry, that's an AUD, into a piggy bank, and you are banking them until you're ready to go with the business. And I've got people that have been claiming their health for 8 months, and then they wake up out of their sort of fogginess and with pain and inflammation, and they're like, ready to go, and they just go nuts. So whilst you're on subscription, effectively what you're doing is you're banking the points until you're ready to build your business. And that way you've got the option of capitalizing on that growth. So to find out more about the health technology, we've got thisisit.info.com. To find out the training platform, which has been also put on an app, you can go to This Is It team, and this is going to tell you everything that you need to know about the opportunity, how to build the business. And I guess at the end of the day, I don't know what your dreams are. You know, you could be just like $300 changing. You could be $1,000 would be life changing. You'd be like, I want to replace my corporate income. I want, you know, $3,000 to $4,000 a week. It's your journey. I'm not making any income claims because we don't know your network. We don't know your work ethic. We don't know how quick you can learn, and we don't know how easy or how much you're going to ask for either. So if you're wanting to get started with the technology, just go back to the person that invited you tonight. Actually do it now. Jump on an SMS and just say, hey, Craig and Maree, I want to get patched. Or, hey, Craig and Maree, I want to build this as a business. And then that way, the person that invited you here can help you pick the best path for you based on what's financially available. And they're not going to pressure you into anything that you don't want to do, right? This is your journey, your wallet. But we are here to help you realize your vision. And if you're and the personal development that's included in this business is just sublime. There is a real growth that takes place in yourself around what you are capable of and how many people you can impact. And it is limitless. We've got lots of people in our Australian business that have really created life-changing income. And yeah, it's available. So go back to the person that invited you. And I just want to thank you for joining me tonight, because I know your time is valuable, but we're really excited. This Is It team is going to $1 billion with LifeWave, whether or not you do something tonight or not. But what I would say is if there's any opportunity for you to say, yeah, go for it, because the person that invited you is probably going to go and sign up 2 or 3 more people tomorrow anyway. So you want to be at the top of that binary tree instead of at the bottom. And the first person that messages them back will probably get that opportunity. So I just want to say thank you. And I'll pop the recording up in our events group. And I just wish you all a beautiful balance of Easter and public holidays. And yeah, we'll see you around the tracks. Amazing.